It's right around the corner. Getting here a little bit quicker than what we'd like, but we're excited and looking forward to February 15th and getting a chance to roll out on the field and see what we look like for 2019. But it's an outstanding group of young men that are athletic, that have shown us great focus at practice and a lot of want to get better. And we're looking forward to that opening 4 games on the weekend to see what direction we need to go from there.
With, you guys made it to the regional last year and got to the final and then had some off-season stuff. How have the guys responded? How have they regrouped after everything that's gone on the last couple months?
They've been really good. Young people are pretty resilient, and they understand why they're here, to get a degree and to try to become the best player and best person they can become. And they've come back over the course of the summer. They worked extremely hard. Either some of them were in summer leagues, some were here. We actually had 20, counting our incoming freshman class, we had 26 people here the second summer session, lifting, conditioning, taking classes. And so they bonded well. The upperclassmen have done a nice job bringing the freshmen into the program, and they spend a lot of time with each other. I really believe that helps the team chemistry. So they spend a lot of time, meal times, off-field times, as well as on-field. So it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch how they've gone about their business. The fact that after Christmas they all came back, it looked like 95% of them had done what we'd asked them to do over the holiday, and they were prepared to get after it when classes started.
What's Matt kind of done, being the new guy and getting that pitching staff ready to go? Because you lost some guys, but you bring some back. There's
a good group coming back, and the ones coming back are expected to take on a little bit larger role than what they had last year. Some just not so much larger, but a different role than what they had a year ago. And then, but I think Coach Myers has done a really good job building the relationships with the pitchers, and they've worked to get a feel for what he wants and what he expects. And it's not so much what he wanted, but it was more of, okay, here's our program. Let's talk about what you've done in the past, what's been successful for you. And we want to build that into your program and make it more of an individual throwing plan and throwing program. And it's worked out well. I think our pitchers have certainly developed over the course of the year. And, we still don't know exactly what the roles are going to be yet. Still have 6 pitchers competing for, starting opportunities. And then you've got another in Zarian Sharp coming back that at some point down the road, during the course of the year, Zarian may be on the mound as a starter, but he'll give us some innings early in relief. And then there's a great group and great depth in the bullpen, left-handed and right-handed. So we lost some really, really good players and some outstanding arms, especially some guys that gave us a lot of innings at leverage time. So we're expecting some of our guys that pitched a little bit in that situation last year to take over those roles. That remains to be seen who those people will be, but we're excited about their progress at this point.
Bringing in Coach Myers and dealing with non-baseball related issues, how difficult was that transition, and how nice was it just getting back to baseball?
We just tried to get down to business and take care of the baseball piece, and it's been good. The transition's gone well for all of us as a staff and players included. So the good thing is we have myself and Coach Hood here. Both of us been together for a long, long time. We've been together for 17 years, and having that continuity has certainly helped. Like I said, the players unbelievably resilient and excited about being together. New year, new opportunity. You can't sit and rest on what took place last year because we didn't end up where we wanted to be. And, you know, that one hurdle that we need to continue to try to get over, hopefully we're in a position to do that at the back end of the year, playing a regional with a chance to win a regional.
You talk about building that staff. Just hit on like Zarian and bringing in group. How important are them building into roles and once they get 100% healthy?
Zarian,
Yeah.
Crump. You know, Justin's come back and thrown the ball extremely well for us. You know, he's been out he's missed the last 2 springs for us, but really has dedicated himself to being the best he can be on the mound. Zarian has worked relentlessly with his rehab. He's been extremely patient, trying to allow himself to be healthy enough to start his rehab, and now that he's begun his throwing program, looks really, really good. So far, knock on wood, so far things have gone well, and he hadn't had any relapses. So they can be a big part of where we are at the back end of the year, no doubt. And hopefully they'll have something to do early in the year, maybe in a little bit more limited role for Zarian as opposed to Justin.
Over the summer, Greg up in the Cape League, you know, a lot of great publicity about him and his play. How much has he worked? He said he worked a lot on his athleticism allows him to get to balls that most people aren't, just being smart with them, trying to cut down those errors.
Just trying to gain consistency. You know, what we want him to be athletic. I mean, that's probably the best part of his game is he's such a good athlete that, you know, just go react and play. Don't try to think your way through it. And that's where Greg gets in trouble some from a defensive standpoint. You know, he worries at times at game time about some of the things that we're working on in practice. At that point, you know, and he's learning to let that go at game time. You know, it's no different than a hitter sitting in the box and, you know, you're thinking about anything and everything but see it and hit and react. You know, if you're thinking about where your feet are moving or how they're moving or what direction you're going defensively, you're gonna have some issues out there. So, no, he's worked hard. He's gotten better. We're glad we've got him in the middle of the infield, and we're not playing against him. So, I can certainly tell you that.
Lineup-wise, you have to replace Jeffers, Burns, a lot of big guys in that. What does this lineup look like?
Athletic. We'll show some power on occasion, but it'll be occasional power, at least at this point. I think, you know, the guys are developing more as you know, trying to develop as overall complete hitters as opposed to, you know, trying to pull and lift, and because we're not ready to do that. You know, some of the bodies aren't ready to do that. So, you know, I think you'll see an athletic group that'll hit a lot of singles and doubles, and will run the bases well. Defensively, I think we'll be improved over a year ago, and there will be some balls that'll leave the ballpark. You know, there's still some power in the lineup, but we don't have, you know, we certainly don't have a Ryan Jeffers or a Mason Burns sitting in the middle of the lineup.
A guy like Kep Brown, he really played well in that regional. Has he come into camp and started continuing to play like he did then?
Just keeps getting better. You know, Kep's very mature, and he goes about his business the right way. He understands what he does well, and he understands what he needs to continue to improve on, and he does that on a daily basis. You know, he's not afraid to work on the things he doesn't do well on. You know, a lot of players like to work on the things they do well, you know, because it makes them feel better. But, you know, you still have to make some progress and make some adjustments in things that you're not as efficient at, and you know, Kep's not afraid to do that.
I know you guys wanted to get into this building towards the end of last year. What has this meant for you guys in the offseason, being able to be in here?
You know, John, it's the first fall since I've been here that we didn't miss a day. Once we started team practice, it's the first time we didn't miss a day, and we were able to get our work in. You know, we had to flip a scrimmage or two date-wise, but instead of practicing the following day and scrimmaging today, you know, we got our work in indoors that we needed to get accomplished that day, and then we were able to go right back on the field the following day. But to be able to get in here and do some work early, the players come in on their own or with, you know, with one another, with a partner, and they can get in and hit all they want, continue to work and make some of the adjustments that Coach Moore and Coach Hood are trying to get them to make from an offensive standpoint. And pitching wise, the same thing. You know, there's been some days where it was cold, wet, and our pitchers have been able to get in and get their mechanics work and their throwing work in without skipping a beat.
Still concerned with those 4 weeks lost by the hurricane?
You are a little bit as a coach, but really, you know, we don't talk a whole lot about it because you had no control over it, and you know, it is what it is, and we're where we are. But you know, we'll continue to try to improve daily. I think there's some things that, yeah, we missed the opportunity in the fall to teach a little bit more, and for certainly a lot more repetition for some of the younger players. But the great thing is they have shown up every day of fall practice and then this spring, highly focused on what they're doing, whether we're working on base running or we're working on bunting or we're hitting, or you know, we're doing defensive work, or the pitchers are working, holding the running game, controlling the running game, and they're working in the bullpen, or they're doing flat ground work. Their focus has been right there, and you know, I got to give our guys credit for the way they've gone about their business. So, you know, we've been able to get a lot accomplished. Yeah, we're probably short of where we could be, but we still feel good about where we are.
Does that affect the younger players more than the guys that have been in the program for a couple of years now?
Usually, yeah, it does.